Hey everybody, JP aka Warp Jester here. Back again to have another wonderful rant about something. Today I'm going to talk about patents, and I'm going to preface this conversation with the fact that obviously I'm not a patent lawyer. I don't know a lot of details and technical details about it. What I do know, however, is from my experiences, from what I've seen going on, they really aren't working too well for us. And let me back up here a little bit first. For anybody who's not really familiar with patents, the idea of a patent basically is, and correct me if I'm wrong, I apologize, but basically the idea behind a patent was you can create a widget, an idea, for example, a record player, a cotton gin. And the idea behind a patent is if you're the inventor, if you create this item, it allows you a limited opportunity of time to actually monopolize on that item. So you can actually make a profit off your ideas. This was actually created or meant to encourage innovation. This way, if you have a good idea, it's worth putting the investment into so that you can actually make money. A great idea. So how are patents bad? Well, just like it seems like with anything in this world, people / corporations find a way to basically break everything. Anybody who's ever played games like MMOs, for example, knows that wherever there's a will, there's a way when it comes to breaking a system. And patents are not immune to this. For people who don't really follow technology, the real big fluff about patents nowadays is there's kind of a difference between patenting a widget, like I said, a cotton gin, for example, versus patenting an idea. I'm going to come up with an idea like airbags for cell phones. This is actually a real patent that just got passed. Its idea is a means to basically have a balloon pop out of the phone and also have the ability for the phone to orient itself in mid-drop to save itself, to bounce off its nice little cushiony butt. I kid you not, I swear it's a real patent. Look it up. Anyways, that's great. And if you build that, okay, great. You can make money off it if you want to sell that widget. The problem is, there's not even, I don't think, really a technical means to make that right now. It's an idea. So somebody's taken an idea and patented it. Is that so bad? Gray area in my opinion. If you can't really build something, why are you patenting it? I'm going to patent an idea that's going to allow us to move asteroids wherever we want. I have no technical ability to do this. Not me personally, just we don't have the technology yet. We can't latch rockets onto an asteroid. But if anybody tries to make anything that moves an asteroid, because I have a patent that's so broad that it kind of covers if any heavenly body is moved by man's power, I can sue them. This is where patents start to get into bad areas, where they start getting abused. You can patent these horridly broad ideas. Things like Zynga is a game maker, the people who do Farmville, for all you Facebook people. They're getting sued because there's another company that is saying they violated or infringed on them because their games have a accomplishment that the in-game rewards for accomplishment. In-game reward for accomplishment. I don't think you could really patent that because it's not a widget. And as an idea, there's this wonderful little provision about patents called prior use or prior art, meaning if it's already existed, you can't patent it. Like, for example, I can't go out and patent a shoe that's got 4 wheels on it. It's called a skate. It's been around forever. The problem is they have. Now, a reward system for in-game play. If somebody knows a little more about this patent than I do, by all means, please chime in. I'd like to know a little more detail about it, but hell, we've been doing that before the internet. It's called bingo. It's called tennis. You play in game, you get a reward. I mean, really? Come on now. Now, where this really even gets worse is around a great topic right now that's going really big in technology is cell phones and well, just mobile in general. If I try to show you an org chart of Apple suing Samsung, HTC suing Apple, it would be a rat's nest. It's impossible to even connect all the dots of who's suing who. And why? Primarily because of patents. Patents have become weaponized. That sounds odd, but really and honestly, there are companies who are scooping up patents left and right. Apple, Google, Microsoft, nobody's immune. Everybody does it. And they're doing this to try to fend off other lawsuits. It's kind of like the Cold War. We had nukes, Russia had nukes, and the whole idea was to keep building up more and more and more to have that resistance, saying it's mutual guaranteed destruction. If you push the button, we push the button, everybody gets nuked. And that's what kept them from pushing the button. Patents are being the same way. Apple's got a huge portfolio of patents related to the iPhone, the iPad, etc. Google's acquired Motorola Mobility just recently because of the huge amount of patents they had. Now, there was a big dust-up just recently because there was Novell, I think it was, some group that was selling off all their patents, and Google was going to grab those patents to protect themselves because they were getting hammered by different corporations over Android. Google has actually openly, after losing this bid, so I'll explain, has openly badmouthed the whole aspect built around these patents. And then they turn around and go buy Motorola because Motorola has these patents. I know there might be other reasons for it. Let's not get into that. But they do have the patents. So Google badmouths the whole idea of patents and how much problems they're causing, and then goes and buys patents. Does that make Google bad? No. That makes Google forced into doing something they don't necessarily or may not necessarily want to do. But think of it this way. If some guy comes up to you with a bat and is intent on beating the crap out of you, and there's a bat within arm's reach, do you, out of moral value, not grab that bat to defend yourself? Of course not. You want to live. Same concept. The problem with all of this, the reason why I bring this up, is what have patents done now? The whole idea, as I said earlier about patents, is to promote or encourage innovation. Now you've got a situation where there are so many patents, some very broad, some more finite, all of which extend way too long. Every little person who sees a good idea and wants to improve upon it can't. All the small businesses can't muster up enough strength to basically fend off large corporations like Apple, Google, and Microsoft because they don't have the patent portfolio. Hell, there's even companies out there that are basically patent trolls. These are effectively law firms that just go around buying patents. They have no intention of using them. They didn't create them. They're not going to actually monetize off of them in any other way other than to find out if they find somebody who's in some way infringing on that patent so that they can sue them. So their entire income is based on the premise of finding somebody breaking that rule and monetizing through courts. Now, I have a lot of issues with this because, again, you're taking a system that had a good intention, you're breaking it. You're monetizing it in a manner that's completely just unethical, immoral, and just downright sleazy. And there's no other way about it. But also, you're trying to create undue weight on our court system that is already backed up just to make a buck. So you're hurting companies, you're hurting innovation, you're hurting small startups because of this, and you're hurting the people because we're paying for this. You have to remember, all businesses, companies, corporations, they are treated as an entity just like you and I. The company itself has rights. When a company is represented in court, it can be, for example, me versus Microsoft. If I pirate Microsoft software, they can sue me in court. It's me versus Microsoft, not me versus Steve Ballmer. So they get all the same perks and privileges. This means the companies get every right to see things through court. So we, the people, through tax dollars, get to pay for courtrooms, upkeep, judges' salaries, bailiff salaries, court clerks, etc. That costs money. It may not be a lot, but then you look into how many hundreds, if not thousands, of these, in my opinion, felonious and just superfluous lawsuits that are going back and forth, half of which end up being settled out of court through a mutual agreement, usually a payout for licensing rights or just a flat out back down. In some cases, they realize that they just have too many patents, and if they pull one too many Jenga blocks out, it's going to all come tumbling down. Bottom line, if I try to even begin to ponder how much money is dumped into this, and that includes purchase of patents, submission of patents to the patent office, defending patents, buying more patents, all the lawyer fees for going head to head. Remember, lawyers, corporations don't have one lawyer that goes and talks to one lawyer. They have firms that fight back and forth. You take all of that money that they are spending on defending themselves on these superfluous things, and you actually dump that into R&D, research and development, where could we be? My cell phone could be an implant by now. I don't know. Maybe we'd actually have roll-up screens on them. Who knows? We're just so bogged down. People can't move forward with innovation because they have to see how certain lawsuits play out. There's a whole bunch of, for example, Android-based softwares that could be waiting in the wings. They're too scared to step out into the light and fear that the almighty hand of Jobs or Balmer or somebody else is going to strike them down with a patent. This is a problem, and it needs to be addressed, and people need to be aware of it, because ultimately, we do have a say in this. They may be private corporations, they can move on with things, but they're all building this wall, this empire around patent law that's part of the government that we are supposed to, in an ideal world, have control over and a say in. So, if anything more, if I can reach one person out there who didn't understand, didn't realize what's going on right now, and that sparks them to actually look up information, learn a little more, and be a little more conscious of it, maybe even start promoting it, and then get one more person involved, and so on, who maybe will move things forward. I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to see cheaper technology. I'd like to see faster advancement. And it's not going to happen until companies can stop fighting, stop wasting time on patents, and just worry about innovation. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Let me know how you feel. Please, by all means, send me an email. Again, I love getting comments. Comment on my Google Plus account, Warp Jester, JPA. I'll have this up on my YouTube feed as well. Again, love the comments. And you're also welcome to send me an email if you like. Again, warpedjester, WARPEDJESTER at yahoo.com. You can send an email there. Let me know how you feel, good or bad. If you want to light me up for being wrong, that's fine. I always enjoy getting a little feedback from people. So, there's my 2 bits. Have yourself a good night. Bye.